How do dependent systems of equations show infinite solutions? Imagine trying to find where two lines or planes meet. Sometimes, instead of crossing at a single point, they overlap completely. That's what happens with dependent systems of equations. They show infinite solutions because the equations are actually describing the same line or plane. When you have a system of equations, you're looking for values of the variables that make all the equations true at once. These systems can be independent, inconsistent, or dependent. Independent systems have equations that cross at just one point. Inconsistent systems are like parallel lines that never meet. Dependent systems are special because the equations are basically the same, just written differently. Think of it like this. If one equation is twice another, they are dependent. For example, if you have the equation 2 times x plus 4 times y equals 8, and another equation plus 2y equals 4, the second is just the first divided by 2. Graphically, these equations are the same line. So, every point on that line makes both equations true. When solving these systems algebraically, you often end up with a statement like 0 equals 0 after simplifying. This means the equations are dependent, and there are infinitely many solutions because every point on that line works. In 3 dimensions, dependent systems can involve planes that completely overlap or intersect along a line. Instead of a single point, the solutions from a line or even a flat surface. The key idea is that the equations are multiples or linear combinations of each other. They representing the same geometric object, whether it's a line or a plane. When you solve these systems, you'll see that the equations reduce to identities like 0 equals 0. That's a sign of infinite solutions because all points on the shared line or plane satisfy all the equations. Understanding dependent systems helps you see how equations relate to each other both algebraically and visually. It shows that when equations describe the same set of points, there are endless solutions. This concept is useful in many areas like physics or engineering, where overlapping relationships often occur. So, in simple terms, dependent systems show infinite solutions because the equations are just different ways of describing the same line or plane. Every point on that shared object works for all the equations, making the solutions endless.